Everybody, and welcome back. We're starting off another week. We're starting off the last week of January, 26th day of the month. It's been on a wintry note, and we've got much more of that in the forecast. And can't say cancel. Well, we do have school cancellation in the news tonight, a delay, and possibly more to come as another hit of winter weather, the likes of which we'll see several chances thereof throughout the week, makes its way towards the viewing area. We've got that. We've got information on nearly $1 million in fines levied against a local ambulance service. And I've got an introduction for you, our new Magoffin County Extension Office Agriculture Agent, as well as some information, and that does include a very important meeting they have slated for tomorrow, the likes of which we're hoping to spark a lot of interest for. I'll get to that and much more. New calendar for the new start of the week and other headlines, all of which will follow. As far as your weather, not a major weather player, but some isolated, scattered snow showers through tomorrow, and that will more than likely equate to some slick spots if you're going to be traveling. A series of disturbances passing through the Ohio Valley and Appalachians will combine with an upslope northwest flow, and that all together will go into a big mixing bowl and produce a threat of snow chances and showers across the area into tomorrow. But then we've got some more in the forecast as well. Tonight, the highest chances for snow showers will be across the Cumberland Valley region and near the Virginia border. Snow accumulations of generally a half an inch or less are possible tonight. Temperatures gradually falling through the 20s, of course, will go to further complicate the situation. Snow is actually possible in the form of showers and some scattered flurries tomorrow night, then Thursday morning, Thursday night, and Friday, and then Saturday night and Sunday. Just a series of low-pressure systems, one after another, traveling across the region. And we'll talk about that, of course, in more detail. Temperatures staying pretty much where they should be for the most part throughout the entire forecast period. There's some sun in there, very little. There is some sunshine, some clouds, and some other conditions we'll talk about. A 2-hour delay for Magoffin County schools at this hour, and Powell County, the only other closing that I'm aware of in the eastern Kentucky area, or maybe even Kentucky at all at this hour. But Powell County is closed tomorrow. Magoffin County schools have already been placed on a 2-hour delay in lieu, of course, of the temperatures and some light precipitation. We'll talk more about that a little later on in the program, as I said. Tomorrow is the deadline, 4 o'clock tomorrow, the deadline to file for offices, which will be on the ballot this upcoming May primary. We've seen a little activity on that front. None of it was really unexpected, we have to say. Republican Hal Heiner and his running mate K.C. Crosby have both officially filed for the governor's race as of today, which we have been expecting now for weeks or even longer than that, we can say. So far, that adds to the list of James Comer, Will Scott, Jeff Young, and Jack Conway for those seeking the office of Kentucky's governor. And ending some speculation, Democrat Allison Lundgren Grimes announced today officially she is running for re-election for Secretary of State in Kentucky. Our first top story begins right after these messages, and that will be discussion of the ambulance service TranStar based in Floyd County, which serves a great deal of eastern Kentucky, including Magoffin and other counties, which have been levied to pay some $948,000 to the government for fraud. I'll talk about that in just a second. Kyle Edlin with the Office of the United States Attorney in the Eastern District of Kentucky sent me the following information just a short time ago, late afternoon hours. Therefore, attempts to reach someone with the TranStar ambulance service thus far have not been successful. But I do have some information on behalf of the government who says that the ambulance service, which is based in Floyd County, has agreed to pay the United States government nearly $1 million to settle civil allegations that it billed federal health care programs for medically unnecessary services over the course of several years. This is what I know at this hour. According to the settlement agreement from February the 1st of 2006 till December the 31st of 2012, Lafferty Enterprises, doing business as TranStar Ambulance Services, transported Medicare patients to and from dialysis clinics by ambulance when an ambulance transport was not medically necessary or needed. The government says that TranStar violated the False Claims Act by billing Medicare for routine, non-emergency ambulance transports provided to patients who were able to safely travel to and from the dialysis clinics by other means. Medicare covers non-emergency ambulance transports only when all other forms of patient transportation are considered a medical risk. Kerry B. Harvey, who is the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Kentucky, says, "It is vitally important that the resources available to federally funded health care programs be used only to pay for medically necessary services." And he says their office and our agency partners, he says, are committed to protecting the integrity of these important programs to which so many people depend. In addition to the payment of $948,000, TransStar has also agreed to enter into a corporate integrity agreement with the Department of Health and Human Services Office of Inspector General, which obligates TransStar to undertake substantial internal compliance reforms and to commit to a third-party review of its claims to federal health care programs for a period of the next 3 years. The settlement was based on the penalties associated with the alleged violations and TransStar's financial ability to pay. The investigation and settlement stem from a complaint filed by a former owner of another ambulance company in eastern Kentucky pursuant to the whistleblower provisions of the False Claims Act, which permit private individuals to bring a lawsuit on behalf of the United States. That whistleblower has been identified as Kevin Farley, and he will receive more than $189,000. With this information just in, there will be much more to come. The owners and or operators of TransStar Ambulance are listed as brothers Mike and Alan Lafferty, and once again I'll attempt again in the morning to try to get a statement from them on the situation and what this means to the future of the ambulance service and to the service of the people in Magoffin, Floyd, and the other counties that they do serve. Our other top headline comes up in a few moments, an introduction to your new agriculture agent for Magoffin County. She's been here for a few months settling in, and we got to officially sit down with her today, talk about some programs, including a big meeting that we're hoping to help stir up a lot of interest for tomorrow night. But first, let's tune in and see what's happening on tonight's calendar, brought to you by Magoffin Farm Bureau. And as we so love it when it does, tonight's calendar starts off with a birthday wish or two. This one says a happy belated birthday to Letitia Reisner with a lot of love from Angel, Caden, and Abigail. And a birthday wish on his 10th birthday tonight to Logan Coburn from Mom, Braden, and Alex. It's his 10th birthday. Happy birthday to Logan Coburn. And it's still going on. I think it started last Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, and revival is still happening nightly at Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church. This is your invitation to join them. Services nightly, 7 o'clock for revival at Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church. And that gives me time to remind you that if you've got a birthday, anniversary, special announcement, or if your group, organization, or church has a calendar announcement, they're free. All you got to do is follow the path to get it to the Your News Today studio, and you can do that by dropping your announcement in the mail, phone it in, fax it in, email it, Facebook it, or drop it off here at the newsroom, our studio just above the Sagersville Post Office on East Maple Street. Turning to funeral service announcements on this Monday, 82-year-old Beatrice Carrier McCarty of Sagersville passed away on the 25th, yesterday's date, preceded in death by her husband, Dorsey Claxton McCarty. Surviving her sons James Dorsey, Alan Dale, Danny Claxton, Carol Edison, and Kevin Daniel McCarty. While visitation will be after 3 o'clock tomorrow and prior to services. They'll start Wednesday morning at 11 in her honor, all of which from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Burial is going to take place after services at the McCarty Family Cemetery on Stinson. It's once again in honor of 82-year-old Beatrice Carrier McCarty. 83-year-old Hattie Webb of Sagersville passed away on today's date at her home. Arrangements are incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon on behalf of the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And lastly, tonight, services were also held earlier today for 52-year-old Wendell Ray LeMaster of Rock Lick Road. Wendell Ray LeMaster passed away on the 23rd, Friday of last week. He's survived by sons Stephen and Bobby LeMaster and daughters Kayla Moore and Lacey Jane LeMaster. Once again, services held earlier today for 52-year-old Ray LeMaster of Magoffin County. Her name is Courtney Jenkins. She's originally from Morgan County. She's been the Menifee County 4-H and agriculture agent for about the past 5 years. She's been Magoffin County's agriculture agent since the 1st of October. And she is also the one with us tonight to tell us about her position, about some upcoming programs, the likes of which we talk about on an annual basis here in the program, but also the importance of a meeting tomorrow night in which they're hoping to spur a lot of interest into organizing a farmer's market for Magoffin County, one of the very few counties in Kentucky that doesn't have one.
What we have coming up right now, we are taking rootstock orders for rootstock for apple trees and pears, and we'll have grafting classes for those on February 25th at noon and February 26th at 5 o'clock here at the Extension office. Former Agent Russell Sparks will be back to teach both of those classes. We've already collected scion wood, so if you purchase the rootstock, we have the grafting stock already here for the classes, and anybody and everybody is welcome to come and participate in those. We're also taking fruit orders for strawberries, blackberries, red raspberries, blueberries, candy onions, and asparagus. So if you want any information on that, you can find it on our Facebook page, which is Magoffin County Agriculture, or you can contact us at the Extension office to get more information.
And in addition to meeting our new agriculture agent for Magoffin County and hearing about those annual programs that are coming up here in the near future, we were also there today to learn about a very important meeting tomorrow night at the Magoffin County Extension office that has a specific goal in mind, one they hope they'll see a great deal of interest in. And that is seeing that Magoffin County is no longer one of only 14 counties in the entire state of Kentucky without a farmer's market.
Well, it's exactly like you said. There's been a lot of conversation about it in the community. A farmer's market is something that's very good for communities, especially economically, not only socially. So we have a lot of farmers in the community that are interested in getting a market started. So tomorrow's meeting is just to gauge the interest in a market, and if we have enough farmers that are committed to selling in the spring or summer, we'll go ahead and move toward a market. The County Extension District Board has allowed us to use the vacant Extension office property downtown, so we'll be able to have the market there, and depending on the interest, again, hopefully we can see that through this summer and have Magoffin County's first ever farmers market. There are actually 159 farmers markets across the state, spanning across 106 counties. I had worked in Menifee County previously, where they had a very nice farmers market facility, very good vendors. So I worked with farmers markets for 5 years in my previous position over there. So I'm really excited about this opportunity and the potential there is here for a nice market. So I'm hoping that it'll be something new for the community and bring in some money locally and be a good outlet for the farmers in the community.
I know just in my lifetime, it's something that's been talked about on several occasions, tried on a few as well, but this is an organized effort with the support of the Extension Service and a whole lot of farmers already. If you've got any interest or input in the project at all, they're inviting you to please stop by the Magoffin County Extension office on Route 114, their new location there, of course, on the left going out of Sagersville. The meeting is set for tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock at the office. Now, a couple of other things I can tell you is, well, they hardly ever have any sort of a function or meeting without food, so the meal is also provided to you for free for all those in attendance. They hope you'll join them for an organizational meeting tomorrow night. This is going to be one of many, but the first one is very important because that will set the standard or gauge, so to speak, as Courtney said, to see just how much interest there is in carrying the idea of Magoffin County having a farmer's market forward. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at the Magoffin County Extension office. Now, I'm going to be just a few minutes, a couple of minutes short, but that's almost a planned thing this evening. Some news I'm working on, just not quite ready. But very importantly, we need to talk about the weather forecast. There's some snow out there and on the radar and in the air and slide, and it's moving south and east, and it's going to be a problem maker for some folks. Temperatures right now at 28 degrees and holding at the moment, if you're catching the early show. That was after a 41-degree day today, but we started off at 25. With temperatures expected to go back down to the 20-degree mark or so tonight. Well, a very light snowfall and precipitation event will be just enough to make, of course, travel hazardous in the morning. Now, right now, this is moving more south than east, and the latest forecast really only has a slight chance of some flurries for later on tonight, and that low tonight of right around 20 with a west-northwest wind around 6 miles per hour, becoming calm over the course of the evening. I think that the majority of that snowfall is going to stay off to our west. We do have around a 20% chance of getting in on some of the action a little later on, and also a slight chance of some snow showers maybe before 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, then a chance of flurries. A reminder, the McGoffin County Schools on a 2-hour delay. It's the only delay or cancellation that I've got in front of me at this time. We'll see a daytime high of only about 31 degrees tomorrow night, and we're falling back to the tomorrow night, we're falling back to the teens. It's going to be cloudy on your Tuesday, and then tomorrow night we'll see just mostly cloudy skies continuing, no more precipitation. Wednesday, by far, is the highlight of your forecast period with sunshine. Still, temperatures in the mid-30s, close to where they should be, really, but sunny skies, and definitely the winter as far as the forecast is concerned. Even though 26 degrees for nighttime lows that night will follow a sunny day, it's going to be cold, but it's going to be clear, and it's going to be filled with some sunshine, and it's going to feel nice. Wednesday night is when we have our next, and we're talking after 4 a.m., technically into your Thursday, when we have our next hit of some precipitation, a clipper coming in that will give us a 50% chance of some rain, mainly after 7 a.m. on Thursday, as temperatures are going to be well above the snow threshold there with a daytime high of right around 44 degrees. So this next hit gives us more rain than it does snow. Thursday night, though, it could change back over and hang around into your very early Friday morning hours. Friday, we'll see partly sunny skies, 10% chance of some snow. That's early, and then a low of 21 that night. A bit of a break for Friday evening, and then into Saturday we see a little more sun, and we also see a little more chances of some precipitation. One of several days on end where we'll have just a lot of these low pressure systems giving us giving us a shot of some wintry precipitation, rain, snow, or something in between. Saturday 38 for the high, 26 for the low, a little sun, and a little better chance Saturday night of some more precipitation. That chance will carry into your Sunday with a better shot, and Sunday has the possibility of turning into a pretty good little weather maker. And it right now is not so much shaping up, but it also could very well lean that way by the time we get closer, and could be more of a snow event than what we've had thus far here in the viewing area. Mind you, not so much what they had in central Kentucky, but what we've had in the viewing area. We'll keep our eye on that. That's the biggest threat that we've got weather-wise, with a lot of little ones all in between, and a little sunshine, very little, but a little sunshine here and there. We'll have to wait to see what the conditions will be like in the morning. A school day in the midst, hard to say, but it's a possibility. I hope it's more than a possibility, though, that you'll be with us back here tomorrow night. Most definitely a follow-up on the situation and development with the TranStar ambulance service and what we've learned on that front today, and other news that you'll only see with me. For now, thank you for watching, and have a good night.